Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulil Kareem. The new sabak is linked to the old sabak. What we done, see, remember what we said there yesterday. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. ويقرأ في الحضر في الفجر في ركعتين بأربعين آية أو 50 آية سوى فاتحة الكتاب. That when you are at peace, or you settle, like you're not traveling, then you're reading the Fajr namaz, which we termed as what? Tiwali Mufassal, ne? We recite Tiwali Mufassal, right? Fajr from Surah Hujurat al-Buruj, right? And if you look in between here, you'll find there's some surahs have 40 ayahs, etc., etc. So, right, وَيُرْوَى مِنْ أَرْبَعِينَ إِلَى سِتِّينَ. It's also been narrated that you are read from between 40 and 60. وَمِنْ سِتِّينَ إِلَى مِئَةٍ. And also some narrations from the Hanafi madhab suggest from 60 to 100. وَبِكُلِّ ذَلِكَ وَرَدَ الْأَثَرِ. There is athar, it means proof for all of them. ووجه التوفيق, and the way we reconcile between all is أنه يقرأ بالراغبين مئة. That if the qawm, they are very, very enthusiastic. Like I told you, sometimes maybe you, like in the Haramain Sharifain now, people have come from all over the world to come and listen to the Imam reading. So they obviously raghib, for example. So day and night the Imam reads long, nobody's going to complain. Oh, hey, the namaz is so long, the Fajr is so long, this Imam is pulling here. Why? Nobody's going to complain. Why? People came especially came from far, far lands. Holiday time now, people all traveling, going for Umrah, right? So people, so يقرأ بالراغبين مئة وبالكسالى 40. And if you now, like I told you, yes, let's say وَبِالْ كُسَالَى يُرَى. There was it word comes the Quran also. وَهُمْ كُسَالَى يُرَاءُونَ. Was it in the Quran? The Jama of Qasil. See? يُرَاءُونَ النَّاسَ وَهُمْ كُسَالَى وَلَا يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. So lazy people, you won't compromise the sunnah. You read what in the sunnah, but the lesser ones, right? وَبِكُسَالَى 40, right? وَبِالْأَوْصَاتِ. And if you see the people are not very lazy and they're not very enthusiastic, you go between وَبِالْأَوْصَاتِ مَا بَيْنَ 50 إلى 60, right? وَقِيلَ يَنْظُرُ إِلَى طُولِ اللَّيَالِ وَقَصْرِهَا. The reason that we done this yesterday, but I'm repeating it. Why? Because a new lesson is linked to this, right? And he said he will look at Tuli layali, the length of the night, and the shortness. Like I told you, winter time, the night is long, long, long. So if you pull, it's not a problem. Summertime, the night is short. People need to rest, etc. وَإِلَى كَثْرَةِ الْأَشْغَالِ وَقِلَّتِهَا. To the abundance of chores and the paucity of chores. So if people are hard-working people, they're working on the farms, etc., etc., you won't pull them, right? So this is basically for the Imam. And inshallah, as I said, if a lady by the house, inshallah, if she knows the long surahs, or she's hafiza, inshallah, if she practices upon this and she learned the long surahs and she make intention to practice upon the sunnah, inshallah, she'll also get the reward, inshallah, of practicing on the qiraat. Right? Remember what we told you, what Tiwali Mufassal, from Surah Hujurat al-Buruj, then Awsati Mustasar from Buruj till what we told where? Till loud. We discussed this yesterday. Then from Furuj till in Fajr and Zohar is Sunnah. The first rak'ah to write any surah from Hujurat al-Buruj. In Asr and Isha, to read the first two rak'ahs to any surah from Surah At-Tariq to Surah Bayyina, right? There's Qisar Mustaqbal, Surah Bayyina, right? So, okay, so I'm telling you why this is important, because قال وفي الظهر مثل ذلك لاستواء ما في سعة الوقت. He said that in Zohar namaz you'll do the same thing. That's the same thing which is applicable to Fajr is applicable here, right? Why لاستواء ما في سعة الوقت? I got سعة الوقت. What you got there? Yeah. So in Zohar the same thing will apply. Yeah, Jazakallah. Yesterday lesson Bayina, Jazakallah. I can see somebody's listening. They mentioned the bayina, right? MashaAllah. Allah accept. Taqabbalallah. So the Zohar will be the same. And it was the same explanation we gave you of Fajr, exact the same thing you got certain riwayats say 40 to 60, certain say 60 to 80 to 100, etc. So we say, look at your qawm, like I told you, you know you the imam, inshallah. Your masjid is in the heart of town. Where's your masjid? Is in the heart of town, right? Now you know these people here, they're on lunch break now, right? They have to rush and have to go back to work. So what you do, you're not gonna pull the 100 ayahs, whatever. You try to, what's in the Sunnat Kirat, you write it quick, right? This one, like now I told you again, if you're in a Khanka Masjid, you know what the Khanka Masjid, sometimes some ulama, they have a Khanka, where people come for spiritual reformation, and you know, they only came there for that, they got no other work. Most of the people here, like for example, just a simple example to understand, like, you know, in Darul Azad, etc. In Ramadan time, the students are not there. All the students are gone there. You got almost 500-600 people. They've come to spend time in the Khanka there, right? So now, you know, these people here, what did they come here for? They're not going to rush for a shop or they're going to business. They're here to do their reformation. So there you can, inshallah, you can pull it, no problem, because they got no other work, right? So same thing we're saying here. You look at that's how Imam must be sharp, he must be able to work out. قال وفي الظهر مثل ذلك لاستواء ما في ساعة الوقت. وقال في الأصل أو دونه لأن وقت الاشتغال أصل here refers to مبسوط. Remember I told you the 6 main books of the Hanafi madhab, right? One of them is called أصل مبسوط. وقال في الأصل in الأصل أو دونه, we can recite slightly less than that in the daytime. Why? لأن وقت الاشتغال, because it's a time of busyness, right? فينقص عنه تحرزا عن الملال. So you will increase it, decrease a little bit, right? فينقص عنه تحرزا عن الملال, to save from malal means literally you can say boredom. So you don't make the people tired and say, look at this imam now, we have to go to work, etc., etc. Generally because people have to go back to work. So as I said, you will look at the situation. Okay, read the next ibarat. Right, so I thought والعصر والعشاء سواء. The Asr and Isha is the same. يقرأ فيهما بأوساط المفصل. You read أوساط المفصل from Surah Buruj to Surah Bayyinah, right? Carry on. Right. So Maghrib, you know, Maghrib namaz, you must hasten with it, remember? Try to read it quickly, etc. So وفي المغرب دون ذلك, what is lesser than that? يقرأ فيما بقصار المفصل. You will read what is called قصار المفصل from Surah Bayyinah down till the end, right? To Surah An-Nas, right? Carry on. You got Kitab al-Umar or Kitab al-Umara? Yeah. Right. So somebody asks, where are you getting all this from? Where are you getting this about Tiwali Mufassar, Awsati Mufassal, Kisari Mufassal, etc.? Where does come from? So we say, well, aslu fihi, the basis for this is Kitab Umara radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, is the book of Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, ila Abi Musa al-Ashari, from Abu Musa al-Ashari, an iqra' fil fajri wa dhuhri, that he instructed Abu Musa al-Ashari that read in Fajr and Zuhr بطوال المفصل, read it طوال المفصل, which we explained. وفي العصر والعشاء بأوساط المفصل, and in Asr and Isha recite the أوساط المفصل. وفي المغرب بقصار المفصل, and in Maghrib read the قصار المفصل. So there you got the basis, you got the from Hazrat Umar. So two things here. One is as Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, you know, you put down this, mashallah, in Usulul Hadith. When a Sahabi says something which cannot be analytically deduced, you can't work it out logically, then even if he doesn't attribute it to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, you will automatically attribute it, because where else could you have got it from? You understood? And hypothetically, Let's say he never get it from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let's say he never get it from Rasulullah sallallahu. Then what will we say? We will say it is a hujjat because we have ample proof where Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Alaykum bi sunnati wa sunnati al-khulafa ar-rashidin, ma ra'a al-muslimuna hasana fa huwa inda Allah hasana," etc., etc. Right? So, right. So you say وفي العصر والعشاء بأوساط مفصلة وفي المغرب بقصار مفصلة. كلام from the لقمان ولأن مبنى المغرب على العجلة والتخفيف وأدريك بها والعصر والعشاء يتحقق فيهم التأخير وقد يقعان بالتطويل غير مستحب. So they're telling you why in the Maghrib you read قصار مفصل from Surah Bayna down. ولأن مبنى المغرب على العجلة والتخفيف أليق به. We know Maghrib, you must hasten with Maghrib. Remember, if you remember correctly, when Hazrat Jibreel Amin came for the first time to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam to teach him the times of Salah, remember what he done the first day and the second day? He read Salah on the exact same time, right? Why he read Salah exact same time? To show that you shouldn't delay with it, remember? So we know Maghrib must be delayed, it must be done, not delayed, must be done quickly. That's what he's saying. لأن مبنى المغرب right لأن مبنى المغرب على العجلة you got I got العجلة what you got العجلة right so okay على العجلة. Right, so be quick. So when you do something quickly, how you do? You do it when you have to hasten to do. When you hasten something, how do you do it? You do it briefly. So what takhfif al-yaqu biha. So doing it takhfif means quickly is more appropriate, right? Then we know والعصر والعشاء يستحب فيها التأخير. We know according to Hanafi madhab that Asr and Isha, you don't hasten it. You have to wait till like Asr, you have to wait till the two shadows are finished, etc. Isha also, you have to wait till the twilight is gone, etc. So وقد يقعان بالتطويل في وقت غير مستحب. So it will take place, right? It will take بالتطويل in a long manner في وقت غير مستحب, in a manner which is not mustahab, right? فيوقت فيها بالأوساط. So we want it to take place in the time which is not where is delay, but it mustn't go into the makruh time. Like you remember, we told you, if I remember correctly, Isha, you don't go past midnight. It's not valid, but it is makruh. And then also Asr, you don't go into the time where the sun becomes weak. Remember, so you won't. That's a given reason why you won't lengthen it so much, like how you lengthen the Zohar and how you lengthen the Fajr, because you don't want to. So you're saying, وقد يقع بالتطويل, it will take place in a long manner, but في وقت غير مستحب, in a manner which is not mustahab. We don't want it to happen like that. So فيوقت فيما بالأوساط. That is why it will be fixed with the awsat time, right? With the awsat kirat, which we told you is from Surah Buruj to Surah Bayina, right? Yeah. So if you make it too long, it will fall into the ghair mustahab time, right? Carry on. When we say Maghrib quickly, what we mean by Maghrib quickly, that's only don't apply to Maghrib, it apply to Maghrib and apply to your fast, etc. Also, at the moment, don't hasten it so much, your Maghrib or your breaking of your fast, where you put your fast in danger, because remember, if you break your fast before the time, even if it was unintentional, you have to repeat that fast. So once you are certain the time has entered, do not delay. So there's two things here. Do not hasten your Maghrib, or do not hasten your iftar to a certain extent that you put your fast in jeopardy. or that you do not hasten your Isha to such an extent, your Maghrib to such an extent that you put your Maghrib in jeopardy. One, hasten it after you've got certainty that the time has come in. Right? Are you with me? So this is what he's saying in this ibarat here, that وقد يقعان بالتطويل في وقت غير مستحب. It could take place by prolonging it in the time which is not mustahab. So we don't want that. So فيوقت فيهما في الأوساط. It will be fixed in it with awsat. That means, which I mentioned to you from Surah Buruj Bayna. Carry on. Right. So what I say in the next ibarat, this is especially for the imam that is making jamaat, that especially, maybe there's a big jamaat, there's a lot of people that have to make the wudu, etc., etc. Sometimes the wudu facilities are under pressure, etc., etc. So make the first rakat a bit longer than the second rakat to give chance to the people to come. وَيُطِيلُ الرَّكَةَ الْأُولَى. You will hasten the first rakat min al-fajr, from the fajr, ala thaniyati, upon the second one. Why? إِعَانَةً لِلنَّاسِ عَلَى إِدْرَاكِ الْجَمَعَةِ, to assist the people so that they must get the jama'at, to assist the people that they mustn't miss the jama'at completely, or rather they mustn't miss the first rakat, right? So to accommodate the people, make the first rakat a bit longer, right? Right. قال وركعة الظهر. So they say here, warakata dhuhri, what they say is that in the dhuhr namaz, the first rakat, you got something there, Asha? The first rakat and the second rakat, there's no need to make the first rakat longer. You can make them same, because people are normally already, like, unlike Fajr, Fajr people are sleeping, they have to wake up, maybe people need ghusl, etc., etc. So that's why you make the first rakat longer. That is why, like in Jalalabad, Darul Miftahul Ulum, there, Hazrat Malay Masullah, he used to make the Fajr Azan a half an hour before the Jamaat. He used to make the Azan half an hour, because it is like, obviously, waqtun nawmi wal ghaflati, the time. So because obviously if you are sleeping or you need ghusl, whatever, then you need this extra time, right? So they say here, wa raq'ata dhuhri saw. وهذا عند أبي حنيفة. This is called Imam Hanifa wa Abu Yusuf and Imam Yusuf. وقال محمد, Imam Muhammad says, أحب إلي أن يطيل الركعة الأولى على غيرها في الصلوات كلها. Imam Muhammad says, no, don't restrict this only to Fajr. أحب, it is more beloved to me. أحب إلي أن يطيل الركعة الأولى, that a person lengthens the first rakat, على غيرها, upon the other rakats, right? في الصلوات كلها, in all the salats, right? Why? Not only that, because generally nowadays, especially nowadays, people are, most of the time, they are ghaflat, like lima ruya, because of what has been narrated, أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, that Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم كان يطيل الركعة الأولى على غيرها في الصلوات كلها. There is a riwayat that says that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to lengthen the first rakat ala ghayriha, upon the other one, in all the salawat, right? Not only in Fajr. So don't restrict it to Fajr. وَلَهُمَا أَنَّ رَكَعَتَيْنِ اسْتَوَيَا فِي اسْتِحْقَاقِ الْقِرَاءَةِ فَيَسْتَوَيَانِ فِي الْمِقْدَارِ. So that's what Imam Muhammad. So Shaykhain says that, look, the two rakats and the rak'atayn istawaya fi istihqaq al-qira'ati. They are equal in the fact that they deserve qira'at, right? They both needs qira'at, that we know, because Allah Ta'ala says فَقْرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ الْقُرْآنِ فَيَسْتَوِيَانِ فِي الْأُولَى. So because they both need qira'at, they will be equal in the fact that you must read the same amount. There's no reason to give preference to one over the other, right? Or there's no reasons to give one more qira'at than the other one. فَيَسْتَوِيَانِ فِي الْمِقْدَارِ. But Fajr, then you say, but okay, then why in Fajr you're making the first rakat longer. We say, look, there's a need there, right? بخلاف الفجر. Why? لأنه وقت نوم وغفلة. Because Fajr is normally the time where people are sleeping and right, etc. Right. لأن وقت نوم وغفلة والحديث محمول على الإطاعة من حيث الثناء والتعوذ والتسبية. So now we have to now answer that other Imam Muhammad is answering that hadith that say that you must all the first in all the salat the first rakat is longer than the second rakat, right? So whose opinion was that? In all kana yutilu fi raqdul, right? Whose opinion that was? Sheikh Hines. So Imam Muhammad is answering Sheikh Hines. He said no, all the rakats are the same, but there was Imam Muhammad's proof, right? Just check it. ولو ما أن Imam Muhammad said you must be there. قال محمد أحب إلي أن يطيل الركعة الأولى على غيرها في صلواتي كلها. Imam Muhammad says that you must make in all the salats, make the first rakat longer. So Sheikh is saying that this hadith which you quoted, Imam Muhammad, that says the first rakat is longer. It's not actually the first rakat is longer. It's just in the first rakat you have to recite sana, you have to recite ta'awaz, you have to recite basmala, etc. So in fact the qira'ats are all the same. The qira'ats are all the same. It is just what? It is just the extra of the right. That's what he's saying there. والحديث محمول على الإطالة من حيث الثناء والتعوذ والتسمية ولا معتبر بالزيادة والنقصان. And then they're giving a principle. They're saying when we're saying the qira'ats must be equal, it must be longer, we don't mean it has to be exactly the same, etc. Whatever. Like if there's a difference of 2 to 3 verses, that's not really because to work out exactly that. If I read exactly 40 verses here, I must read exactly 40 verses there. Say ولا معتبر بالزيادة والنقصان فيما دون 3 آيات. There's no consideration with an increase in decrease in what is lesser than 3 verses لعدم إمكان الاحتراز عنه, because of the impossibility of abstaining from it without difficulty. Yes, that means you can work it out exactly, but that means you're going to sit before Salah, you're going to work out, okay, here's 40 rakats here, 40 ayats here, 40 ayats here. So long as you got it more or less right, then that will be good enough. Right, you understood that? Okay, we'll stop there. We shall continue tomorrow, inshallah. So as I said, the ladies also, inshallah, this is not only for the men. If they can even if the ladies, they can practice upon the sunnat qira'at in it, inshallah, they'll also, and especially if they know the surahs, and if they don't know the surahs, they make effort to learn the surahs so they can practice on the sunnat qira'at, inshallah, they will get the reward of that as well. Bas, subhanallah.